Sorry for the boring background, but I am just outside of a coffee shop. Had a nice lunch though. I was having a discussion the other day with some expats online about someone was complaining, why do they stare so much? Why do they stare so much? Speaking of the Filipinos. And, you know, it's never really bothered me. I do see it a lot. And most of the guys I know, it doesn't really bother them. Some get really sick of it. It depends on your personality. But you have to understand, this is one of the most homogenous places I've ever seen. They like to talk about the diversity, but I mean, really? You go all around the country, street level Philippines is street level Philippines. It all kind of looks the same. In Manila, there in Cebu, there's big condos and stuff. But I mean, street level Philippines is pretty much the same. Province life, from one island to another, it's pretty much the same. I mean, there's not a lot of diversity here. Some people don't like the example, but I actually learned it from Filipinos. In America, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. In the Philippines, the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. Makes for a whole different mindset. So anyone that stands out gets noticed. And it is just kind of culturally acceptable to stare. In the US, we're kind of taught, oh, don't look, don't look. Which I don't know that that's really any better either. That way you just, oh, there's somebody that doesn't fit. Let's not even acknowledge them. I mean, there's a line in between. You can acknowledge them without staring or, belittling them, but don't ignore them. But like here, there was a guy at the mall the other day. He reminded me of some friends in the US I had, some older guys that had polio, and they had like one shoe built up 2 or 3 inches taller because one leg was shorter. This guy, I swear his shoe was 5 or 6 inches taller than the other shoe. I mean, this was like a really short leg. And he was out walking around the mall. Now so he's got a regular shoe and then this giant platform shoe. Yeah, people kind of stared. And he was pretty old. I'm sure he's used to it. I don't know if he likes it, but I'm sure he's used to it. And it's kind of more accepted here. You just kind of go, oh, they're different. Look at that. Not really in a bad way, just they don't see different that much. And you got to admit, this is different. I'm not saying I'm much to look at, but I'm tall, not in the US, but I am here. I'm only 5'8", but what I lack in height, I make up for in girth. But I'm big, I'm white, my hair is white. I stand out in the crowd. I mean, you put a whole big room full of Filipinos and you throw a couple foreigners in there, we're gonna stand out. I've talked to a Mexican guy here that people just think he's Filipino, and I've talked to an Asian expat who's a Japanese American, and they think he's Filipino. So it's mostly the white and the black that stand out. And there are more white expats than there are black expats from what I've seen in my limited experience. So I've talked to a black guy that says he gets stared at a lot. And it's nothing you can do about it. It is just kind of accepted here. Something is different, you stare at it. I saw this one little girl was like really seriously deformed, and there was a circle of people around the street looking at her, and a bunch of them were just laughing and pointing. That should not be acceptable. But then her mom was there with a cup begging for money, so she took whatever they were giving, as long as they were giving money as well. In the US, they wouldn't do that. They would just actually ignore her. And, well, at least this way mom was making money. It's not a great way, but yeah, I don't know. There's not much you can say about it. It just is what it is. And when I walk into a room, I'm generally the only foreigner there, most places. I stand out. Because I stand out, they're gonna look. As long as they're nice, I don't care. Let them stare. You know, if they're, mostly it's friendly. You know, they look and they're, hey Joe, they smile and wave, and I'm cool with that. Occasionally you get the dirty looks, like on the jeepney sometimes. I'm with my wife. Now I'm over 50 and she's over 30. So I am older than her, but it's not like the 70, 20-year-old split that I know some guys that are in. So it is, she's younger, but not that much younger. We're splitting hairs. But older guys don't care. Older ladies are kind of giving me dirty looks. Younger guys are kind of giving me dirty looks. Actually, no, the older ladies give my wife dirty looks more than me. They're probably assuming horrible things that they shouldn't assume. Some of the younger guys give me dirty looks. The younger girls are some of the funniest. Most just ignore us because they don't care. But some, you can see them. They're looking at me, then they look at my wife, and they're trying, you can see their gears working. They're like, how did she get one? And how do I get one? That's not most of them, but you know, it's enough. It's amusing to me. It doesn't bother me. I don't hear what they say because I don't understand them. My wife might have a different point of view on this. She's always said there's nothing that bad. So either she's, you know, not offended, or she's lying to keep me from getting mad. I don't know. But they do stare. They stare a lot. They're usually friendly about it, so I don't care. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really mind being the center of attention. As a kid, I was always kind of acting out. I was kind of clowny, not completely the class clown, but I was kind of a troublemaker, because it was like, if I'm gonna get in any kind of trouble, it's gonna be on my own terms, kind of a thing. Yeah, I was not a great kid. I think I had probably made a couple teachers quit, and I think I sent one to therapy. I feel bad about that. I don't remember my third grade teacher's name, but I do apologize. Yeah, it was not a good scene. But anyway, yeah, I've always been kind of out, you know, in vocal, which is odd because I'm actually rather an introvert. You would think, why would an introvert have a YouTube channel? Which is simple. I am talking to a camera. It's just me. I look at the camera and I see me. You're not here. There could be 0 people see this. There could be 1 million people see this. There won't be 1 million. There'll be 240. But it's just me. If other people show up, I get nervous and I don't film. I could film inside in the air conditioning, but there's people at the other tables, so I don't. I come out here and I sit on the railing. It's a nice table overlooking the you can't see the town. I can. But I don't really, when other people are around, I don't really film. I get self-conscious and I stop. I don't even really film around my wife very often. So it's kind of funny that an introvert, I am more of an introvert that kind of acts out. And I think a lot of actors are like that. When you see them, they're not good at the interviews, but they're good at getting on stage and performing. I'm not really a stage performer. I'm more of like something like this. I can talk, I'm comfortable, I'm fine. Doing interviews, I would be nervous. I used to do performances. I did music and theater. And in music, I wasn't as nervous, but in theater, I was always more nervous than I should be. I don't mind standing out, but it's usually for being a goof than for being a performer. So here, it's not a problem. Kids stare at me, I make faces at them. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm over them, you know, I'm sticking out my tongue at them or smiling goofy, making faces. Because it's fun, they get a laugh, parents get a kick out of it. They're gonna stare at me anyway, so I give them a reason to stare. Take it all in stride, man. Some of the guys get really, oh God, I'm so sick of it. Oh, they're looking at me, they're staring at me. They're looking because you're different. They don't really care, it's just different. It's kind of like in a small town, everybody knows your business. They may not really care what you do. They may not say anything about what you do, but they know. It's kind of like that here. They're always looking, they're always watching, and if you're different, they stare. It's not a bad thing, it's just a thing. It is what it is. I knew coming here I was going to be bigger, wider than most people. Definitely wider than most people here. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. They stare, and if I'm in a good mood, I'll stare back. That really freaks them out. But mostly I'm just cool with it. Let them do what they're going to do. Mostly they're real friendly. They're smiling. Hey Joe, what's up? You know. If I'm out walking, people are inviting me to have a drink with them and stuff. So don't take it bad. Don't take it personally. I don't know. It's just they're gonna stare. You stand out as a foreigner, and as I said, the like different shades in the middle. Some of the Mexican and Asian foreigners blend in better. They kind of do. If you're Mexican, Japanese, Chinese, any of that, you kind of blend in here better. White and black, you're going to stand out. And if you stand out, they're going to look. So just smile and wave.
Enjoy your day in paradise.